New year, new you, new flavor from Nutrex.
Welcome to PricePlow.
All right, you know, I'm not into the whole new you thing. I like you just the way you are, but I am into new flavors, especially from Nutrex Research. So a year ago, rewinding a little bit, in February of 2018, because right now it's January of 2019, February of 2018, Nutrex Research flew us out. And yes, that was a paid for trip by them. They paid for lunch and all that. They flew us out to check out their facilities, do a whole lot of tastings, and understand what Nutrex Research is doing, because they're obviously a brand that's been around for a very long time, but they're doing some kick-ass new stuff. And part of that includes the Clinical Edge series, which is a series of supplements that has clinically dosed formulas, but is also drug tested for athletes. And that's what I have here. This actually, I have opened this already if you follow us on Instagram, but you know that we had to admire this beautiful informed choice trusted by Sport label, which means that every batch is drug tested and approved. So there are no banned substances inside of here. Now this is great because there aren't that many of these drug tested pre-workout supplements that are as efficaciously dosed as this one. So we love this. We have a video from that trip to Nutrex in Florida where Max Fairchild and I are kind of talking about which Outlift is for you. And if you want full doses, this is a 25.5 gram scoop here. This is definitely for you if you want big doses, and if you are a drug-tested athlete, it's absolutely for you. Now the question comes down, because this is a flavor review. This isn't a full review, but I will talk a little bit about the ingredients. This is a flavor review. If you're looking for something new though, this January, Nutrex came out with the blood orange flavor. Now blood orange is something interesting. If you follow me on YouTube a lot, you know that I'm not a citrus guy, and I told Nutrex that right off the bat. However, if you could play citrus right, I don't want boring old orange. If you could play citrus right, then I'm interested. Blood orange is kind of a more of a spin take on the regular orange flavor. Now, if you've ever, this is a real fruit too. If you've ever had a blood orange, it is like darker than that even. I would almost say it was like more red. And it's just got a more dense flavor, and it makes oranges just feel like nothing after that. It's a very powerful flavor. Now, when you're doing the flavor systems with these supplements, typically the blood orange, what they do is they add a dash of grapefruit. For me, a little bit too much grapefruit? Nah, I don't want too much. It's just, you gotta have just the right amount to give it that kick of grapefruit flavor, and then the brands can determine what they wanna do here. Now, according to our following on Instagram, I posted this into the story, and people said, hey, they wanted us to try it, or they wanted me to try it a few times before going in. So this is, I've had it a couple times. This has already been opened. This tub was sent for free, and we do have a business relationship with Nutrex in that there is an affiliate partnership. We have a PricePlow coupon code, and that PricePlow coupon code is generous too, so check that out. But I'm gonna be as honest with you as I can. Obviously, if you look at this label, there's not much to complain about. It's a big label. We're gonna go through the ingredients really quickly, but it's all about the flavor, and I'm gonna be honest with you as a non-orange lover. You can kind of see I'm a little bit excited about this flavor because Nutrex, you know, they're a professional brand. I'm gonna just say the word professional. They do it right. So let's take a look at this tub, and we're gonna show in some B-roll and everything. With this product, you have no artificial colors, which I love, but you do have some artificial flavors and artificial sweeteners. I believe the flavoring is natural and artificial flavors, and then there is the mixture of sucralose and ACE-K. So yeah, with this kind of dosing of a supplement, you're probably not going to get away with it tasting so good without that sucralose in there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch over. This is a big scooper. I mean, this is nearly as big as a protein powder scooper. So we're going to go over to camera B, do a weigh-in to make sure we're not getting overdosed, because I'll tell you right off the bat, we have 350 milligrams of caffeine straight up. So we don't want to have too much of a heavy scoop. We're looking for 25.5 grams. Let's go to it and then come on back.
Welcome to camera B. We have a rather large scoop, 35 cc's. You like that in a pre-workout. We're looking for 25.5 grams. Level her off. All right, that is really close. A dash heavy, but let me see. I have a couple little lips hanging over the top too. So yeah, this is pretty much a dead-on scoop, maybe a dash heavy. We're looking at 360 milligrams of caffeine here or something, maybe even less. No big deal, passes the test. Now it's time to taste it.
All right, now that would have been really dead on if I would have leveled that a little better, but 25.5 gram scoop, I'm pretty sure that calls for the bomb. Now don't you worry, I'm gonna be pouring this into a glass. Smell test. Oh, I'm getting good citrus up in my nose. I think it smells like it's gonna taste. And I have tasted this a few times, so no instant reactions, but I know what's gonna happen here. Whoa! So why did that happen? One of the ingredients is actually sodium bicarbonate. So this is slightly carbonated. There's actually some performance effects to that. I don't know if that has anything to do with the reason they put it in there, because you need a decent amount of it for that to work. But that's what happened there. We don't even need gunshots at this bomb here. So let's pour it on in. And what we have is a well-mixed, clear drink. I guess you could say foggy. And then there's my foam. Nothing too crazy there. Look at that. And now it's time for the taste test. This is one of those flavors that blossoms. It hits you fast, and then there's kind of a lull in the middle. And then as the swallow happens, you get the floral blossom. Now, so this is what I would consider a very much an orange plus kind of flavor. There's a bit of tang to it, and that comes from a dash of the grapefruit, but they didn't add as much grapefruit as some of the other companies did. Instead, what I'm getting, a dash of grapefruit. I'm starting to like figure this stuff out. I'm getting like a dash of a tropical fruit in there as well. They added just a pinch. I'm talking about 0.1% of either like a pineapple or a mango or something like just tropical. And to do that, it just eliminates any over-the-top tartness that you would have gotten from the grapefruit. So my basic summary is if you're interested in the supplement, first off, we'll talk about the ingredients real quick. But go back to that video with Max where we talk about which outlift you'd like. If you're interested in this supplement and you're a citrus person, or you're looking for orange with a little bit of bite, I fully recommend this flavor. However, if you're not a citrus person, you know, this is good. As a non-citrus person, I think it's great. The candy flavors, I still think are better. And I forget the official flavor, I should know, but I'm just gonna go out of my way and say it's the, well, it's the fruity hard candies, you know, those little small guys. The little, of the litter, the small guys. Anyway, that flavor is my favorite. And this definitely doesn't change it. But if you are into the citrus stuff, you like a little bit of orange, but the same old orange is getting old and everything, then it's time to look at blood orange. That's really good. As far as the few workouts I've had with this, it's exactly what you expect, because look at this formula, 25.5 grams Outlift, the all-in-one pre-workout powerhouse blend, fully open formula, and that's part of the Clinical Edge series, I believe, as well. So fully open formula, 8 grams of citrulline malate, 2 to 1, so that gives us like, what, 5.67? We have a blog post talking about this a little bit too. Anyway, that gives you a clinical dose of citrulline, which boosts nitric oxide by way of the L-arginine. Boom, there's your pumps, there's your nitric oxide enhancement. Beta-alanine, 3.2 grams as carnosine, clinical. Creatine monohydrate, 100% Cree up here, 3 grams, clinical. Creatine's done for the day if you can handle the full 350 milligrams of caffeine, which if you're small enough may be clinical for strength gains, but I'm not gonna fully say clinical, it's very close though. Then we have leucine, and then isoleucine and valine, 3 grams of leucine, 1.5 grams of the other, so a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio, 6 grams total, clinical. Then we have 2 grams of taurine. Now taurine, even at lower doses, right off the bat, there's a meta-analysis that showed that it gives you endurance benefits even on the first use, and even at half the dose. So, clinical. Then, caffeine, we already talked about, and then N-acetyl L-tyrosine, 150 milligrams, not clinical. But I'll take it. I'm never going to complain about L-tyrosine. That's going to give you a little bit of the extra happy hormones, a little bit of the extra focus effect, and a kick of epinephrine, a little kick of dopamine, but nothing too crazy at that dose. Never going to complain about it. And then you have 5 milligrams of the black pepper extract from Bioperine, and I'm not really tasting that at all. So a lot of times, if it's not properly masked, that black pepper comes through, and that's an absorption amplifier. I don't think it's really research on any of these specific ingredients per se, but we never complain about it as long as I'm not getting too much pepper. And you even saw me smelling it, I didn't really have much of a cough either. Yeah, so this is enjoyable. The word I like to say about Nutrex, this is professional. And you could tell when they flavor this, this is the type of drink that you could just really, if anyone's a citrus lover, they don't need to be a supplement lover. You're gonna give this to them and they're gonna be like, oh, that's really good. It's professional. Sometimes flavors are good for supplement users, and sometimes flavors are good for anyone. Now, I'm not saying to give this to your 98-year-old grandmother or anything like that, because there is 350 milligrams caffeine in here, but anyone can appreciate this flavor, and my mouth is watering. Allow me to swallow as my mouth is watering. So anyone can appreciate this flavor because it starts really well at the pop and it finishes really well, and there's no complaints whatsoever, and it's not over the top in any one direction. It's just a solid, strong orange flavor. At this point, I'd like to say thank you and check out our PricePlow coupon. You could go to PricePlow.com/Nutrex where we have all the supplement, the deals, and news alerts coming from Nutrex because they're doing a lot of stuff. And if you noticed when I did that weigh-in, I had this sitting right there next to it, IsoFit. This is a nice peanut butter toffee. It's a nice buttery kind of protein isolate. Check that out. And the latest rage at Nutrex, obviously they're the Lipo 6 brand. The latest rage has been the Lipo 6 Defining Gel, which is like actually a cutting gel with actual efficacious doses that you apply to your fatty areas, let's say. Now, I don't think you'll be seeing me adding that to my love handles here on the channel, but maybe if I get a little bit saucy, I might. But overall, this is something that people love. You get that warming effect, and that just gets your butt going in the gym, a little bit extra sweating, but there's also some other clinical ingredients. I think we should at least cover it here on the channel, but hey, leave your comments below. Either way, blood orange, definitely PricePlow approved. This formula has always been PricePlow approved. Now we have another flavor that is, but if you want the sweet candy, stick with the sweet candy. Otherwise, blood orange is an awesome take. For the next batch, I'd make these oranges even redder, because that's flavors like.
Welcome to PricePlow.